Hello for everybody that's on so far. I just want to check my volume. If someone can just comment in the chat to let me know if you hear me, I would really appreciate it. Perfect. Thank you guys so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. So just while I'm giving everyone a minute or two to get on quickly, I had like almost, I think like 500 people said that they were going to be coming. There's only 38 on right now, but I am going to get started in 2 minutes regardless. If everyone can just, oh, there's a little bit of an echo. Let me turn down my sound a little bit here. Okay. I hope that that resolved it. I just turned down my volume a little bit for my mic. If everyone could just let me know where you're from. I know people, the last time I did one of these, they were joining us from all over the world, which is a really cool thing to say. But like I said, I just love to see where everybody is from. So if you're from the United States, let me know what state you're from. If you're from outside of the US, let me know what country that you're representing here. Okay, perfect. Hello, Kansas and Maryland, Texas, Washington, South Carolina, Virginia, Arizona. Look at this. All right, awesome, guys. USA is rolling deep in here this afternoon. Perfect. Okay, just one more minute and we're going to get started. Argentina. Okay, that's a little further than in the United States. Awesome. Welcome. Bienvenido. Right. Oh, New Jersey, that's close. I'm in New York. Oh, I see another New Yorker. Oh, New Jersey, that's close. Canada. Oh, I see another New Yorker. Canada. See Cali, West Coast. Perfect. All right. So we are going to get started. Let me just pull up my screen. Now for those of you that are here, Egypt. Oh, wow. Very interesting. Welcome. For those of you that are here for the first time, this is the beginning. This is the 1.0 version. So I'm going to be going over basic to intermediate in this one. And then starting in about an hour and 15 minutes, this will be for an hour. I need 15 minutes to just regroup and get my materials for my second PDF. And then I'll be doing the 2.0 version, which is like intermediate to the advanced. So that'll be more of the 3D Bitmojis and adding in the animations, whereas this one is more of putting together your interactive classrooms, how you're going to be embedding those links. Okay, so let me get started here. Last time I had a moderator going over the comments, and this time I don't. So I actually hooked up my computer to my television. I have your comments up there on the TV and everything else in front of me. So I'm kind of working with two screens right now for the very first time. All right, perfect. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I want to go over with all of you is the access to my clip art catalog. Now, I will put the link for my clip art catalog in the comments. I do want you, however, to just be familiar with it and what it looks like so that you know that this is the one that I'm putting out there. I don't have the rights to these images, but they're just images that I had to mess with or remove the backgrounds of, and I make them available to anyone because, like I said, they're not my images, and you're more than welcome to use them. And there's tons of backgrounds here for you to use. Okay, I have furniture in here as well, classroom furniture, desks. I even have stuff for a science room, a face mask or two. I have backgrounds for my, if you've seen my video for the virtual movie night, I have my backgrounds for that, my backgrounds for my student work gallery. They're there also. You see that there's tons and tons of clip art for you to access. Okay, so like I said, I will be putting that in the comments at the very end, but I'm going to close this for now because any clip art that I plan on using, I've put in my workspace. And by workspace, I'm going to show you when this pops up. You're going to see that I have my slides. I kind of have a lot of stuff prepared ahead of time so that I can go through a lot with all of you. I'm going to move at a steady pace. I won't go too fast, I promise. And just know that this will also be made available afterwards. Yes. Yep, you will. This video will be posted to my YouTube channel afterwards, so you can access this at a later date. Yes, you can absolutely join the second class. Just know that I'm going to be shutting this one down first, regrouping myself for a few minutes, maybe taking a quick drink and a bathroom break, and then I'll come back on at 5:15 to do the second part. Okay. And then just a good idea to do when you're creating your classrooms, it's kind of like when you're cooking something and you want to get all your ingredients together beforehand. I like to leave myself with one or two slides of all the images that I plan on using. This way I'm not trying to click back and forth between my clip art catalog or the internet. It just makes things easier for me at the end. Again, that's a preference. You don't have to do that. Now, the first thing that I want to show you is kind of just like putting images into your scenes. I have a background here already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this background and I'm just going to make it white because I want you to see my process. Okay. If there's a couple different ways. So if you're using my clip art catalog, what you can always do is if you find one that you like, you can either right click. Okay. If you see here, I'll right click and I can hit copy. Okay. And then I can paste it into this slide. Or what you can do is you can come up here to background. And you can either choose a color if you want to. Now, in one of my other videos, like some people, they decide that they just want to have a basic background. They don't want a picture. They don't want a classroom. You can always hit either a solid color or you can hit what's called gradient. And if you haven't played with it, I'm just going to take about 20 seconds to show you really fast. You see here that these are kind of like white in the middle and then they go out into a color. You can change that as much as you want. So you can come here and I can start out on the first little dot here with white. I can add a couple dots and each one I click, all I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a different color. So that one I'll make yellow, this one I'll make the turquoise, okay? And it can either be in lines like this, I can change it to radial and then it becomes a circle. And then you can move these little dots as much as you want. So if you wanted like a tie-dyed background and you just wanted to put your Bitmojis on there, that is an option for you. Okay, we're not going to do that, so I'm not going to hit OK. But what I want to show you is choose an image. So once you're in this, you have a few options. You can, obviously, if you wanted a picture of yourself, you could take a picture. You could go to your camera. If you had the URL of an image, you can do that. Okay, something from your photos. However, I'm going to do a Google image search. Now, something that you can do for this is type in uh, walls and floor background. Okay, and you see a bunch of stuff pops up. Okay, I'm just going to choose this one right here. So you can just double click it. You hit done, and you see the background is there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is from my workspace that I have down here, I had already placed a bunch of images that I thought I wanted to use. One being is this yellow chair down here. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go back up to my very first slide. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this blue one here, and I'm going to get rid of my Bitmoji because I have them saved on the other page. Okay, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste. No offense to the color yellow, but I'm not a big fan. So I'm going to decide that I want this chair here a different color. Now you can do that. All you have to do is click on the image and you're going to go here to where it says format options. You're going to left click on the format options and come here to where it says recolor. From here, right now it says no recolor. That's fine. Okay, you can choose from any of these colors in the drop down. Okay, so I can choose this pretty turquoise. Okay, there's grays, there's light pink. Now I'm going to show you what happens if you choose this really dark one here. Okay, it might not be so visible that this is a chair. It almost just looks like a dark blob. So just be cognizant of that. I really like the teal, so I'm going to leave it that color. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this picture. So this is how you change the colors. I also have a video for that separately. The next thing I'm going to insert is this. Okay, now originally, and I'm going to show you how I had it first. Okay, this was two separate images. Okay, I had my frame and then I had the picture of my kids in there. Now, I decided to group them, put them as one image on this page because it's easier when I'm moving them. Once you get into a scene that you have a lot of images, it becomes extremely difficult to click on the image that you want because of the space around the image. So what I like to do is in my workspace, which is actually a little crowded already, is I like to do things I need to here. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do in order to group is I'm going to click, and you don't even have to highlight the entire image. You just have to make sure that that box is covering a little piece of all the images that you want grouped together, and let go. And you see it highlighted both of them. From here, you're just going to right click and hit group. Now when I move this, you see they're going to move together. So from here, I can right click, copy, and now I'll be able to paste that into my slide. Okay, and now I can move it into whatever position that I want it to be in. Now you can do this by dragging it, or you can just use your arrow keys to get it into the position that you want. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my desk. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it into the scene. And I'm going to purposely put the desk here first because something else I want to show you is layering your images. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Bitmoji in. Okay, now I just want to show you really quick. Now I have all of mine here that I'm going to need during this presentation, but something that a lot of people I constantly see asking is, how do you find the Bitmojis that are a full body? Something that's going to stand in front of a room, sit on a chair, look like she's running. These are some of the examples I have here. This is how you do that. You can look up here on the top of my page. I have my Bitmoji extension. From here, once you open it and you go into the search bar, you're going to type in something like photo or pose. So pose, you'll see, has a lot of the ones that you would need to put into your scenes. Something else that a couple people have been saying, and I guess it depends on the device that you're using, you want to be careful, is they're not able to scroll down. So I see that there's more options down here, but for some reason, some people cannot scroll. So I found in the beginning that if I just click at the very edge, I'm then able to scroll. If worse comes to worse, you can just keep hitting the tab button until you get to the Bitmoji you want and then select it from there. Okay. And in order to get them into your scenes, you can either right click, copy and paste, or if you want, and I'm not going to use her, but you can always just drag it. And for me, that's easier. Okay. And I'm not going to use her, so I'll delete it. But just so you know that that's the way for you to find a lot of them, is pose and photo. Okay. Somebody else had said photobomb gives a lot of options as well. So I'm going to use my Bitmoji that's sitting. Now, you know what? Just to show you another skill, I'm going to use this one. Now, you'll see when I paste her into my slide, she is not sitting in the right direction. To sit at the desk chair, yes, but to sit at this one, she's not. So I'm just going to bring her over, and what I'm going to do to flip her is I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go to rotate. I'm going to go to flip horizontally. I don't want her upside down. Okay, and then I can just shift her right onto the chair until I'm happy with the way that she's sitting. Okay, and there she is. Now she's sitting in the chair. She's perfect. I'm also, let's say I wanted one sitting in the other chair for whatever reason. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other Bitmoji that's sitting in the other direction. I'm going to right click. I'm going to copy. And I'm going to bring her up here and I'm going to paste her to show you an issue you're going to run into when you're making these. Now, obviously, I want her sitting at the desk chair, but she is now not in the right position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to send her backwards. So I'm going to send her backwards, and sometimes if that doesn't work, what you might have to do is send her to the back instead of just sending back one layer. Okay, and then I can mess with this a little bit until I get the order that I want. Okay, perfect. Click on her, and I'm going to slide her. And again, she's not cooperating. So here we go. Bring to the front, and then I'm going to click on the desk, and I'm going to bring the desk to the front, and that'll fix my issue. And I'm going to slide her. And again, she's not cooperating. So here we go. And as you see, sometimes they just do not cooperate. So if you just move her over a little bit, you'll then be able to click the desk, and then that'll fix. There you go. She's perfectly sitting in the chair. Okay. So now you see how to do layers. The next thing I'm going to show all of you is how to put in a link. Okay, so from here, I have here the very hungry caterpillar. Okay, if I wanted to demonstrate that I had this book on the shelf, I can just paste it. People have been asking again, how do you find the book covers? You just have to Google image search the name of the book, and then if you look under images, you can just copy the picture. It's, you know, when it's on the shelf, it literally looks like a book sitting there, so it's fine. And then the next thing that I want to do is I want to project the read aloud here. So I'm going to insert. Now I can make this a link, and I can make it a link to the video. So if I really wanted to, I could go into YouTube. So I'm going to insert. Now I can make this a link, and I can make it a link to the video. And all I would have to do is search "Very Hungry Caterpillar Read Aloud." And all I would have to do is search "Very Hungry Caterpillar Read Aloud." There we go. Now my options are going to pop up, and all I have to do is open it, and then you're going to see there's like a little arrow facing to the right, and it's going to say share once this pops up. Once you click that, you're going to see the option to copy the link. And that's what you're going to want to do, because it's going to copy the link, the URL for that. And then when I go back to my page, I'm going to click on the image, because that's the image I want linked to go to the video. I'm going to go to insert, and then come down to where it says link. My link is right here, and I'm going to paste. Okay, that's not copying, so let me try that again. And then come down to where it says link. My link is right here, and I'm going to paste. There we go. Okay, apply. Now, you'll know that this works because this little box is going to pop up, and it's going to have the URL in it. So now, and I'm going to delete. I'm going to X out of that page there, because I want to show you. If I now click on this, and then I click on this, when it's in present mode, you only have to click on the book. Okay, when it's not in present mode, it's just demonstrating, it's showing you that it's linked. Okay, this will bring me straight back to the page where I found the YouTube video, and it'll play the YouTube video. Obviously, you have to make sure you preview whatever it is you're going to be showing to the kids, to make sure it's appropriate. There's kid YouTube. You can always pull things off of there. Okay, if I wanted to put the video directly in my slide, I can do that as well. The way that you do that is by coming up to where it says insert, and you're going to choose video. And from here, you're going to have a few options. If I had the URL, I could do that. So I could type in the same URL that I had, okay, and it'll pull up the video. I can also just type in "very hungry caterpillar," and I can search. If I had things on my drive video saved, I can do that as well. Like I said, just I want you to remember, just because I'm doing something a specific way. Oh, hold on. I'm reading the comments right now. I think she has the sound on. Oh no, the sound is turned off. Are you hearing some feedback? Okay, let me know if that sounds any better. Thank you guys. I forgot to look up for a minute. No, the sound is turned off. Are you hearing some feedback? Okay, let me know any additional resources for images besides Google Images. I know that Teacher Pay Teacher also has some images that you can buy. I think even somebody had mentioned I'm part of a Facebook group, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. It's called Bitmoji Craze for Educators. If you haven't checked it out, you might want to do that. Somebody mentioned that there are some free resources that you can use on there. And I'm wondering if maybe the feedback was being caused by my phone. So I'm actually going to just turn this off. Resources that you can use on there. And I'm wondering if maybe the feedback power off. Okay. Just turn this off. Okay, maybe that'll work now because I turned off and I took my phone away from where the computer was. I know sometimes that can cause a little bit of feedback. If not, let me know in the chat and I can always adjust I use OBS, so I can always go in and change my volume if it's still. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yay. Thank you. Okay. Good job, guys. Thanks for letting me know. Really appreciate it. So once I find the link, okay, I'm going to double click it. And then the video is going to pop up itself. And I can resize this no different than I would an image. And for whoever commented about the grouping, yes, I will show you how to do that again in just a minute. I think I'm finally getting the hang of paying attention to two screens here. All right, perfect. And I can make it perfect, but I'm not going to mess with it. And from here, I can click on it, and it's going to show up, which is awesome. So if you wanted to do make this like it's your interactive whiteboard in your classroom, then you could do that as well. Okay. And it's going to show up. I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit more. See if that helps. Okay. So there's that. Let me pause that. Okay. And when you're showing a video, if you wanted to put this in present mode or somebody was going to have your present mode here, you're going to have your kids watching in present mode, you can click this option here where it says autoplay when presenting, because what that's going to do for you is as soon as it's put into present mode, the video will start. You don't have to do that. You can have them click on it, but just so you know that is an option. In my second PD this afternoon, I'll be using that for something else. It's like a little hack on how to put music in your slides. But like I said, that's for the next one. Okay. And then somebody who asked about the grouping, just really quick. Like this is already grouped. I'm going to ungroup my images. Okay. You see, I dragged and placed this where I wanted it. And I just highlighted, and you don't have to highlight both all the way, just it has to be touching. They both have to be inside that little box. And I just right click and hit group. Now I can move them, and it's not going to. And I just highlighted, and you don't have to highlight both all the way, just it has to be touching. Yeah, I wish I could figure out a way to stop that echo. The only thing I can think is by. Okay, I'm gonna try something while I'm doing this. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is, let me see. We went over resizing color. Oh, awesome. And I don't know if you've all seen my video for it, but if you have an image, for example, let me make sure I have it on my desktop. I don't. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull it up on Google. We all have like those really pretty rainbow colored classroom rugs. And if you have one of those classroom rugs and you're looking for it online and you realize that when you Google search it, it comes up and it is not a flat image. Classroom rugs. And if you have one of those classroom rugs and you're looking for it online and you realize that when you Google search it, it comes up and it is not a flat image. There's a way to fix that. I like this one. I'm just going to choose this one. And I'm going to save it. So I'm going to save image as. There's a way to fix that. I like this. Okay, and I'm going to save it as rug. And I'm just going to save it to my desktop because it's easy to find afterwards. And then from here, there is a website. When you type in Luna like moon, Lunapic into Google, it's going to be the first site that's going to pop up. This is a free site, as are most of the resources that I use. Okay, because if there is something that works for free, why are we going to pay for it, right? We're teachers and we spend enough money in our classrooms. I'm sure you all can relate. And then once I go to the upload and I click that, it's going to ask me to choose a file. Okay, so I'm going to choose a file, and I remember I saved it to desktop. And just remember, pay attention to where you're saving things on your computer, because what'll happen is if you lose them, you're going to have to go back in. You're going to end up downloading, several of the same images. So I saved mine to the desktop, and I know that, and I have rug right here. Okay, so it's going to pop up. Once this pops up, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go to adjust, and you don't have to click it, you just have to hover over it and go down to where it says perspective. Okay, so once the image pops up, I can then show you. Okay, so it's going to pop up. Once this pops up, what I'm going to do from here is okay, now we have the image popped up and you see the red dots. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is you're going to click, you're just going to drag it down. Okay, so once the image pops up, I can then show you. I'm not wearing headphones. I am going to try something because my TV is muted. My phone was turned off and it was still, my mic was down a little bit lower. You're just going to drag it down. Okay. I'm actually going to just look at everything from to try something because my TV is muted. My phone was turned off. Now you'll let me know. And it was still, my mic was down a little bit lower. You're just going to drag it down. Okay. I'm actually going to just look at everything from to try something because my TV is muted. My phone was turned off. Now you'll let me know. And it was still, my mic was down a little bit lower. You're just going to drag it down. Okay. I'm actually going to just look at everything from I don't want you guys to have to hear me to try something because my TV is muted. My phone was turned off. Now you'll let me know. And it was still, my mic was down a little bit lower. You're just going to drag it down. Okay. Okay. 10 seconds, guys. I'm actually going to. All right. Now I have the headphones. Somebody recommended that I try to put headphones on. So. Is it still, it's still worse now that I have the headphones on? The only other thing I can think to do, and like I said, I apologize. Much better? Oh, yes. Oh, yay. Okay. That works. Okay, guys. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to just fix this. Once you get it to the way you want, is you're going to hit apply. Okay. Yay. Okay. I see all the comments. I'm very happy. Okay. Now that you have this, okay, you can right click and copy, or you can save it to your computer. And I'm not actually going to use this in my scene, but I do just want to show you what it looks like. Okay, I can minimize this and I can drag this down and I now have a flat rug. Okay. Yay, perfection, perfection. Somebody had a question about Lunapic and I just wanted to make sure that I went back a little bit to keep talking. Perfect. Okay. If I don't get to all your questions right now, I promise that I will comment on the chat afterwards. Okay, because the comments will still be under the video. Okay, there. Okay, so there we go. Now that's done. The next thing that I want to go over is, and we did the grouping. Let's see. Okay, now the next thing we're going to move into then is a little bit of animation. So what you're going to do from here is you're going to, I already have all my images. Now, like I said, you don't have to do this. It just makes it easier for me. So this is, you know, these are all the images that I'm going to use. Now, I already have my copies made just to save time, but what you're going to do if you're going to do the animations, I'm going to delete this girl here. And if you want to make a duplicate of a slide, you just hover over the slide that you're clicked on. You're going to right click and you're going to go to duplicate slide. Okay? Okay. So from here, you'll see if I hit duplicate slide, a duplicate's going to pop up. Now, I'm just going to delete that one because I don't need it. Okay? And then you'll see in my next slide here, the girl went from, my Bitmoji went from sitting to standing. Okay? The next thing you want to do is you're going to take your Bitmojis and you're going to want to put them just little by little, like inch by inch. And how seamless you want your transition is going to be up to you. You might be okay with having big gaps in between each one of your slides. Somebody's asking about making a Bitmoji for class pictures. There's no easy answer for that. You would have to go into Bitmoji, your Bitmoji app, and reset it and make one for each individual student and then reset it afterwards. Just make sure that if you're going to do that, and it's extremely time consuming, is that you save at least 5 or 6 different poses for each child. You know, you can set up different workspaces for each one of the kids and label it with the kid's name, but it is very time consuming. And then you're going to lose your Bitmoji. You'd have to go back and recreate yourself afterwards. Yeah, Lunapic, it's not an extension. Lunapic is a website. So if you just go to Google search and type in Lunapic, because it's got a weird like number 6 in the URL, so it's not like lunapic.com, but just go to Google and search Lunapic, and it's the first website that pops up, and yes, it's free. Okay, perfect. All right. And then you'll see from here, I have literally just placed my Bitmoji little by little, so now it looks like she's running. So she's running across the room little by little. And when you get to the slide, here, you'll see you're going to have to mess around again with the layer of the image, because that right there is what's going to make it look realistic. You don't want her to be sliding in front of the desk and then appear in the chair afterwards. And you see she's sliding little by little, and then she's going to be sitting in the chair. Okay? Now, what I'm going to show all of you really quickly, and I'm going to cast my phone to my computer so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to leave the comments just for a moment, guys. Okay, so this is my phone screen that you're looking at. Those are my babies. Okay, from here, you're going to want to go into Bitmoji, because from my computer extension, I do not have what you see down here, the hanger. That's not on my extension. Some people say that they have it. I've updated, I've upgraded. I mean, it doesn't show up for me. So if you have that, then good for you. I wish I was you. Okay, you're going to go into the hanger and you're going to switch your outfit. Okay. And this is how you're going to make your customized clothing. So if you wanted to show some school spirit, you want to put your school's logo, you want to put letters, whatever you want to do, you're going to have to go into here, put a custom shirt. Okay. Once you pick a t-shirt that you like. Okay, let me get some pants on her. That's horrible. All right, here we go. You can actually change the color of the shirt. So there are a bunch of different colors. Okay. Black or white, your school color, depending on what your image is going to be. Okay. Um, I already have one, but like I said, I wanted to show all of you how to go in. Okay, once I do this, like let's say I save this right now, okay? I'm going to save this and I'm going to go back into my scene. You'll see how quickly it updates. So now you see how quickly it's already updated on the app. Okay, so I can just go ahead and I can click and I can move these down into my slide. All right. Then from here, I'm going to show you something else. If you look here, Okay, and it's really small, but I'm sure if any of you have teenagers or you work at a high school, I'm sure you've seen this logo before. This is that Thrasher magazine. All the kids are wearing t-shirts with Thrasher on them. Okay, here it is. I'm going to bring it down. Okay, give me a second. Just want to plug in here. All right, perfect. All right. Now I'm going to bring this over, and I already know that it's going to be too big. So I'm going to want to minimize this a bit. And then I'm going to move it over. Okay, and I can even make it a little bit smaller. And then I'm not going to do it because I've already showed it twice, but then I can group. I can group her and the shirt together. This way, when I move her, the image stays on her shirt. Like I said, you can Google search your school's logo, and in Lunapic or in remove.bg, again, that's a website, it's not an extension. Both of those will allow you to remove the background from an image. If you have Microsoft Word, you can also remove the background. There's a video that I have on my channel, and it's removing backgrounds. You can go and you can look that up. I think it's like a 2-minute video. It's super fast, and it's how to remove a background quickly with Microsoft Word. But that's not a free program. So like I said, I do try to find ways to do the most with nothing. That's something else that teachers are usually pretty good at, because we usually aren't given much, and then we're expected to perform miracles. Okay. All right, perfect. So now she has her customized shirt on. Okay, from here, just give me one moment. If I wanted to, and I'm going to delete this girl here because she's not going to work with my animation. If I then wanted to make sure that my students were able to see the animation that I have put together so skillfully, okay, something that you can do, and my work slides are going to pop up. I know that they are. I'm just leaving them there for future use. But something that you can do if you don't want to have to worry about purchasing a program, or if you're not comfortable with using extensions like Screencastify, there's an easy way to project this so that you can run it like a movie. Okay, and exactly what you're going to do is you're going to come up to where it says File. Okay, and you might want to just check it really quick. One more time, just run through, use your arrow keys, and make sure that everything is the way that you want it. Okay, once you're sure that it is, that's when you're going to come up, you're going to hit the File button, and you're going to go to where it says Publish to the Web. Okay, once you go to Publish to the Web, you're going to change this to where it says every second. Okay, and then here where it says Start Slideshow as soon as the player loads, you automatically want it to just go into present mode and start playing. So that's the one that you're going to choose. From here, you're going to hit Publish. Yes, I'm sure that I want to publish. And then there's a URL here, okay? There's the link. I'm going to copy that link, okay? I can get rid of Lunapic now. And I'm going to put it into the box at the top of Google. Now, I want you to pay close attention to down at the end of this link where it says 1000. You remember when I chose for the slides to automatically move every second? That's where that 1000 comes in. Okay, you can play around with this. If you think that for an animation that 1000 is, you know, every second is too slow, I can always go to the front and I can always put in, I can put like 500 in if I want. Okay, so 500 is going to be like half of a second. Okay, you're going to want to play with that number until you get it right. Okay, and then once I hit enter, it's going to pop up and you're going to see my animation play. I think that 500 is kind of perfect. It's not too fast and it's not too slow. Okay, and obviously, like I said, you see my workspace. I would have deleted those if I was going to show that to my students. Oh, amen. Amazing. Awesome. Can you go over that again? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a visual learner myself, and I need more than 2 times to learn something. So I'm just going to X out of this, and I'm going to go back to my presentation here. Okay. Once you're sure that everything is the way that you want it, you're going to go up to File, Publish to the Web. Okay. And then I'm going to change here where it says every 3 seconds. I'm going to change that to every second. And I want that to automatically begin as soon as the slideshow starts. Okay. I want my animations to start immediately. I don't want to have to click anything. I don't want my students to have to click anything. So I'm going to click that, and then my link is going to pop up here. So I'm going to copy my link. I'm going to open up a new web page. All right, from here, I'm going to paste that link, and then I'm going to change the last set of numbers down here at the end, because that's the time. So that 1000 represents that 1 second per slide, and I don't want that to go at 1 second because it's still a little too slow. So I'm going to actually change that to 500, and 500 is like half of a second. Okay, so once I hit enter, it's going to automatically open up my presentation, and it's going to automatically start playing with my animation. Okay. And like I said, this alleviates any need to use one of those like fancy programs that you might not be aware of. Okay. You're just doing everything all in Google Slides. All right. Awesome. I know Screencastify, for whatever reason, you were able to do a lot of other free things, and now you're not allowed to do some of them with the free one. They've moved it to the paid version. So it's still an awesome program. I've actually paid for Screencast-O-Matic to use with my students. It allows me to speak in English and then use Spanish or Haitian Creole translations, because those are the languages that my students speak. I also am bilingual. I speak Spanish, but I don't want to be speaking in a language other than the ones that some of my other students speak. You know, like I speak in the target language, and I'm able to add the subtitles, which is awesome. So I did. I purchased the free program, which is so against almost everything that I think about, because I don't like to pay for anything, but I do love the program. And this is not a paid advertisement. I don't get paid by Screencastify, but Screencast-O-Matic is owned by them, and it is a great program. If you publish to the web and change something, then you just need a new link. So if you publish it to the web and then you realize like something is just a little wonky, for some reason the layers were off, or you needed to move an image a little bit, you can just go back and do the same thing again and just give them the new link. So you can preview it first and then always go back and change it afterwards. So I don't use Seesaw. I know that you can upload the presentations to Seesaw, because somebody had asked a few weeks ago, and when I looked it up, they were asking about I think Schoolology was one of the sites. There was Microsoft Teams, Google, and the ones that I saw that definitively, from what I did on a quick Google search, Seesaw, you can sometimes. People are saying that it's a little better if you download your images as a PDF, because they say then that the students aren't able to manipulate anything, and they're still able to open up the slides. I find that as long as you come up here to where it says share, okay, and then I come here and I make sure I click view, can view, okay, like that's it. You can only view. You can't make any edited changes, okay? But that's important to remember to do that. Even if you put like a little sticky note next to your computer, like don't forget to put in view mode. Otherwise, the students can go in and not maliciously, but accidentally just try to click on things and then move everything after you've, spent hours putting these scenes together. I'm not familiar with Schoolology. That was one of the ones that I wasn't able to really find too much information for on the web as far as uploading interactive classrooms. But yes, you can just share the link with your students. Depending on how you utilize Google Classroom, some people feel more comfortable posting them to their streams. And because a lot of teachers are posting like a daily announcement or a daily video, they find that their streams become a little crowded, and they decide that they want to put it in materials instead. That's the same thing with if you want to create a classroom library. I have a video for that as well. They feel a little more comfortable putting it in materials, because then the kids know it's almost like having that resource corner where you have your scissors and your glue, maybe dictionaries or whatever it is like that, students can always go and access. They know that that stuff is then in materials. Um, if they want to rewatch once it's over, they can always just hit the refresh button up here. Okay, because the link will already be up at the top. So they can just refresh and it'll watch again. Or if you want, and I will show you this quickly, when you go to publish to the web, okay, after you put it on 1 second and start slideshow, you can also click the second option which says restart the slideshow after the last slide. So it's just going to kind of play on a loop over and over and over again. And you can do that if you want. Absolutely. Um, let's say that I wanted to um, upload one of these to Google Classroom. Okay, let's just say I wanted this image, this exact image here. I just have to make sure that that's obviously whatever slides here is the one that's going to be highlighted on the side. Okay, I can go here to File, and I'm going to download this. I can download it as a JPEG. Okay, and also just so you know, these images are this. If you're going to upload it as a banner, okay, if it's just a slide, it can be whatever size you want it to be. But if you decide that you want to use these for either the Google Forms headers or you want to upload it as a Google Classroom banner, what you can do is you're going to make this the size 1600 by 400 megapixels. And you can do that by coming up to File. When you first start, obviously, you want to make sure you do this in the very beginning. You're going to go to Page Setup, go to Custom. Okay, there's a bunch of different ones here, but you definitely want to be on Custom. And you don't want inches, megapixels. People feel much more comfortable with a solid number. Okay, so 1600 by 400, and that's the size of these slides. And these are the ones that produce the clearest image when you upload a banner to Google Classroom or maybe a header on your Google Forms. Can you also save a copy for yourself with a different name? Yeah, absolutely. So if you wanted to save a copy for yourself, just in case, it's always a good idea. Okay, you can always go to File and then make a copy of the entire presentation. And then you can just, it'll pop up as, for example, mine would pop up as copy of PD Interactive Classroom. Okay, you can change the name. You can make a folder for your personal copies that you're not going to be uploading, but just like I said, if God forbid you forget one of the times to stick it in view only mode and something does get messed up with it, you don't have to go back and recreate the wheel. So that's actually a great question. Yes, as long as you publish it to the web, it will automatically go into present mode if you choose that option. It kind of just shows up as a movie. It doesn't, you don't see any of this. Okay, so from here, this is the slide that I want saved. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Download right here. Okay, I'm going to download it as a JPEG. Again, I'm going to make sure I see that it popped up down here. Okay, and then from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Google Classroom. I'm going to choose one of my classrooms. Okay, and here I'm going to go to Upload Photo. Select from my computer. Okay, and go to Downloads. I think that that's where it went. Yep, here we go. So I'm going to click that. It's going to pop up, and then I'm just going to stretch this little box here because I want to make sure that all of my image ends up in there. And you'll see it. It'll fit perfectly. And then once I hit Select Class Theme, you'll see there's my image. Now people are complaining about the gray film. You see it's a little dark. It's not as pretty as it was when it was here. That you have not done anything wrong. That is how Google has their banners defaulted because it's something with the ADA guidelines, making sure that the name of your class, is visible. So they put the gray film, I call it, over top of the image so that you're able to see this clearly. People that are not happy about this, like Google's listening. They've gotten thousands upon thousands of requests to have that removed. So we're kind of hoping that sometime in the near future, especially with this home learning situation going on, that they listen to us and they finally take it off, because that's not on Google Sites. So anybody who uses Google Sites, you're actually able to manipulate that so that if your background is dark, your words pop up light. If your background is light, then your words pop up dark. Um, in PDF sharing, the video link will not be available, correct? According to everything that I've been reading, teachers say that putting it in PDF mode, that the links are still active. Like I said, personally, for me, it just got to remember to put it into view only mode. They can't mess with anything if it's in view only mode. So that is my personal recommendation. And yes, the live PD will be available later on. Okay, so if for whatever reason you had to jump off really quick, then go ahead. I am going to make this available on my page afterwards. It does it automatically, actually. Okay, so people are saying about the view only mode. So I'm going to close out of here. If you want it in view only mode, you just go to share. Okay, and this is where, like, this is like your permission panel right here. This is really important. If I wanted to share it directly with somebody, okay, I can put their names here. So if you had all the emails of your students, okay, and you had them in a group, okay, so like I have my entire department that I work with, I just have to type in the name of my department and all of those people automatically pop up. You can type them in individually, but you're just going to want to go to the pencil drop down menu and go to can view. Okay, when you have the little eyeball, that means that people can only view it. They can't edit it, they can't comment on it. That's it. And then I would hit done from here. And that's all. That's how you do that. So somebody asked about my banner being animated. Yes. Okay. Let me see. Do I still have that open? All right. So I'm going to publish to the web. Here it is. I'm going to go back and I'm just going to redo what I had done before. Start slideshow. I'm going to put this one on a loop because I just want it to keep going and going and going. Okay, perfect. I'm going to copy my link. Okay. Go back into Google Classroom. And this was giving me a hard time the other day, and I hope it doesn't right now. Funny you guys are asking about my Google homepage. That's actually not the next PD I'm doing, but the PD that I'm doing either this upcoming weekend or next week, called Everything Bitmoji. And I'm going to teach you guys how to literally personalize everything with your Bitmojis down to your signature in your Gmail. Yeah, because like who doesn't want to just put Bitmojis on everything? We're spending so much time with them, right? So here we go. So I'm going to go here. Let's go to upload. Do I have this saved? Okay, let's see. I might have it saved on my computer. If not, I'll have to pull it up for the next PD and then you guys can watch it in that one. And I was just trying to clean up my computer, so I don't know if I have that stuff on here anymore. I don't. Okay, I promise I'll show you guys in the next video how to make that the interactive one. Okay, because I have to download it, and for whatever reason my computer's super slow when I'm trying to open this. That's why I had everything opened up at the top beforehand. Oh yeah, no, it'll definitely be available for you guys to watch it as many times as you need. Feel free to share also. Also, if you guys haven't done so already, and I'm sure you all have, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the little bell. You'll see like a little notification icon. This way, when I upload new videos, which is usually a couple times a week, you'll get the notification that there's a new video and you won't miss out on it. Okay. Let me just see here. Go back to this. I can close out. And I just want to make sure that I covered everything that I wanted to cover with you so that if you decide to stick around for the next one, you aren't lost. You'll start out at the same place as everyone else. Let's see. We did the rotating. Oh, just something else. And I'm going to use my chair as an example. I don't have to. Um, but if you see the square here, if I wanted for whatever reason to tilt this a little bit, over top of the square, there's this little circle up here. You see now my cursor turns into like a plus sign. If you click there, I can literally rotate the chair, okay? If you wanted to make purposely like a picture crooked on the wall or something, it would personally drive me nuts, but you can do that. And that is an option. Again, I just wanted to make sure that I went over that as well. Resizing, grouping, Bitmoji. We did the poses. Okay. So, oh, and just really quick, let's just say, for example, for the book here, if you're lucky enough to have a bunch of PDFs for whatever stories you're going to be reading, you could also embed the link to a document on this book here. And literally the same thing you're going to do. Now, if you see here, if I go to share, okay, you see the link that pops up. I would just copy and paste this. I would copy it. Okay, let's say that was the link for my PDF. I'm just pretending because I don't have a document pulled up. Again, I'm just going to go to, I have the image clicked. I'm just going to go to insert, click link, and I would just paste the link in here to the document and then hit apply. And then once this is clicked, that document is going to pop up. So I have another video for a student work gallery. My students had written the most beautiful poems. So I decided to make an art gallery because, we don't have that option, many of us right now, where we can go and have a gallery walk in the gym or the auditorium. We're home. And, the students need to have that praise just as much now as they did when they were in the building. So I found a way to virtually invite, and then you can invite your administrators, you can invite fellow teachers, you can invite their parents, just send the link and they can log on and they can see what their students their kids have been doing. um it's just it's a great way to demonstrate how hard they're working while they're at home. Where are my slides? Well, this is a very poor excuse for a slide right now because it's not very complete. But if you ever go through any of my videos and you see a copy of something that you want, please just comment in the video and just say, oh, can you share this with me? Send me your email. Um, and I'll make that available. I'm so not that like, oh, I made this type of person. Like I really don't care. A lot of us, we have a lot going on ourselves. I have a almost 8-month old and an almost 7-year old at home. So her homeschooling her while I'm teaching and making the videos and everything else, it's not easy. So we don't all have the same amount of time. Anything that I can do to make life easier, that's what I'm here for. And I'm usually pretty good about getting back to comments. If after like 2 days you don't hear from me, write me again because it just means that I accidentally overlooked your comment. I do make every asserted effort to make sure that I get to everybody. Um, yeah, I have, and I think that I already, it's okay. I can always quickly open it because I do have like 3 more minutes with you guys before I have to start getting ready for the next PD. Um, oh, my clip art is right here. Yeah, I thought I closed it out. So exciting. Okay, so if you look down here, these are the slides that I have. Now, this is in view only, but you can still right click, copy and paste them. So where it says support me by subscribing to my channel, that's just a link. It'll bring you straight to my YouTube channel. You can still right click and copy and paste these. This will not show up on the slides. Like I said, I'm not, I don't do things like that. I'm definitely addicted to Bitmojis myself. Obviously, like I spending my free time doing professional developments because I just think it's so awesome. And I had no idea. I don't even remember how I became part of it, but that Bitmoji Craze for Educators page on Facebook, I I found it. Somebody invited me. I don't know, like bless that person, whoever it was, because it literally was like life changing. Like I started making these videos, and I was making videos to help my colleagues because a lot of them like didn't understand the technology. And I'm like, oh, well, if I'm posting them to YouTube to share the links anyway with the people in my building, like, I might as well share them with the people on this page. And then like it kind of just, reared its ugly head and it became something huge. Then I was asked to be a moderator for the Facebook group page, which was insane and a huge honor because just the people on there have been so incredibly supportive of each other. It's such a beautiful thing to see the educators of the world, literally the world, coming together and helping each other out during such a difficult time. Um, it's such a beautiful thing, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. Um, Somebody is asking for sharing tutorial through email. For this video is going to be made available on my channel, so you don't have to ask me to email that. But if there are certain slides that you guys wanted, just let me know that, you know. And oh, for my gallery, my clip art catalog, this afterwards, I just, like I said, it might not be until a little bit later on this evening because I have another PD to get ready for in the next 15 minutes. But this will also be made available to all of you in the comments below. If you can't find it, reach out to me. Like I said, I'm super good about getting back to people. Um, Within the next day or two, you will all have access to it if you really want. Okay. Yeah, one of my favorite teacher groups too. It is my favorite, number one, definitely. So just keep in mind, like I said, the fact that you're all sitting here after you've all worked a full day of maybe Zooming or Google Google Meeting or whatever you had to do for your own jobs. You're sitting here, you know, not against your will by any means, and you're trying to figure out ways to make your teaching more interactive in a very difficult and unprecedented time. So kudos to all of you. Hats off to everyone. Just stay safe, stay healthy, you know, keep doing what you're doing for our kids because honestly, at the end of the day, they probably need us more now than they ever have. Thank you all for joining me. Hopefully you will stick around and I will see you guys in the next live PD coming up in about 15 minutes. All right, guys. Take care, everyone.